yo, yo.
That's how we're starting up every episode from now on. This episode's going to be better than last episode, I can already tell.
It's Mark and Matt. Back with week 4 of More Bounce with Matt.
It's a great title.
It's a great title.
A bunch of people have told me that that's a great name for the podcast.
Did you come up with it?
I think so.
I think so too. Good job.
I just complimented myself too. I was like, it's a great name for a podcast. Who
I'm
came up
the
with that
smartest
idea?
person
It was
ever.
me.
Yeah. What song's great? I like 1973.
Yeah, 1973. It's really weird because we're starting on, like, everything's a year behind. Or does that make sense? Because, like, episode 4 was 1973. Does that make sense to you?
It does make sense to me.
Okay. Is that weird to you at all?
No, I don't really. I don't know.
No.
I didn't really think about it yet. Now it's weird to me. Thanks.
Thanks. Sorry, I ruined that for you. What do you think, Mark? What do you think about 1973?
I'm gonna ask you how many you have. Do you think are good?
I have 2 thumbs down.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have 10 check marks. This is my first 10. I couldn't find a song I didn't like.
You had 10 check marks.
Mm-hmm.
This is your 10 for 10 year?
There's gonna be more than one.
You think there's going to be more than one?
I think so.
I think I have. I was looking ahead. I think
There's top 10 for a reason, you know. And I was trying to think of which one I didn't like. And I couldn't find one. All these are good songs.
Wow. Well.
Yeah.
Okay. Good for you. I'm glad you like these songs.
Yeah.
I like most of them.
I think they're all great songs.
The ones I don't like, that I didn't put my check marks for. I got to 2.
Uh-huh.
I had 8 ones that are like, these are all good. And I couldn't put the last 2 on there because I didn't want this one to be my top 10 year. Because I couldn't, same as you last year, where I was like, well, I couldn't make this be my top 10 year because I don't think I love these songs enough to be like, these are 10 songs. But I'll just go ahead and get it started off. Touch Me in the Morning by Diana Ross. You gave it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
And this is one of my thumbs down.
Yeah, I gave a thumbs down to Diana Ross earlier in the series. And I couldn't do it twice.
I gave her a thumbs up, and I couldn't give her a thumbs up this time. I think it's fine, but that's
It's
one of
good.
those things where I couldn't be, like, giving that to it. I think maybe, like, a live version would be cooler. I was thinking about that while listening to it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, maybe it would be more fun and upbeat if she's doing it with, like, a live band or something. I don't know. What do you think?
I liked it, of course. Sorry, it's kind of a bummer that everybody knows I like all these songs.
Yeah, we just spoil it. Should we not do that from now on?
No.
We should just tell them straight up, just always
Yeah,
say.
because it's cool. It's better when it's like I have 8, you have 7.
Yeah. But if we have 10.
But
yeah,
if I don't say it, they're going to assume I have 10. At
Yeah.
least I would, because I'm
Yeah.
very intuitive.
Hey, real quick,
Intuitive, yeah.
what's the highest grossing movie? 1973.
Highest grossing movie, or like, is it Godfather Part 2?
It's next year. Spoiler. Actually, I don't know if it's the highest grossing movie. It came out in 74.
73, can I have a hint?
It stars Paul Newman and Robert Redford.
Oh. What does it start with? What's the next letter? What's the next word start with?
S. It's got that Scott Joplin song in it. The Entertainer.
How's that? I've never seen the movie. I bet.
The Sting.
Oh, yeah. I love Scott Joplin, if you're wondering. I wish we did it on 1913, an episode.
Also, The Exorcist came out that year. So.
Did you know that he's the same director as the guy in Blue Chips? The guy who directs Blue Chips?
Yeah, very interesting. Mm-hmm. He directed The Exorcist, and he also directed Penny Hardaway and Shaquille O'Neal in a
In
1995 basketball movie. Very weird. But okay, Touch Me in the Morning. You got anything else to say about it? Fun fact?
She recorded this song at night in order to raise her kids more effectively. She'd put them to bed, then go record.
Oh.
And she'd wake up in the morning. She'd come back in the morning and get them ready for school.
That's kind of cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, number 9. This is where we start getting to the all-time greats, Mark. Mark almost fell out of his chair. He's so excited. Oh, man.
I didn't almost fall out of my chair. I thought I could
Lean back.
Right.
I couldn't lean back.
Number 9 is You're So Vain by Carly Simon. This song is awesome.
This is one of the greatest songs of all time, Mark. Do you have anything bad to say about this song?
No.
Um,
It's too catchy.
It's too good. So, do we know who this song's about? Is that your fun fact? We don't know who this song's about, but it could be about 2 or 3 people.
be like Mick Jagger.
Yeah. He's on this. He sings in the song though, right?
That was one of my. Thanks, Matt, for ruining my fun fact.
That was your fun fact. Go
Mick
ahead.
Jagger sings uncredited background vocals.
Background vocals.
Song is about men in general, not about a certain man. But there is a lot of speculation on who it's about, and she has denied every single accusation.
That makes it kind of cool. I hope we never figure out if it's really about someone or not.
It probably is.
I hope. Yeah.
Because there's some other people, in there. Do you want me to look? I can look.
Warren Beatty is one of them.
Yeah.
Origin and subject of the song.
David Bowie.
She said it's not about
James Taylor.
Not about James Taylor.
Could be David Cassidy, Cat Stevens.
Well.
She said, Carly told me that I could offer up the entire world a clue. And he said the letter E isn't the person's name.
That doesn't help us at all.
It does not, because every single person that has been thrown out there has an E in their name.
Well.
Besides David Cassidy. Good for him.
Not David Cassidy.
Right? Yeah.
Do you know what David Cassidy's from?
Nope.
Partridge Family.
Oh.
Do you love every single lyric to this song? Because I do.
Sounds great.
It's really good. So
The song is about somebody. I always kind of got mad at that. Well, it's about that person.
yeah, you're so vain. You probably think the song is about you.
Because it is.
It is about you. He's right. That is kind of a funny thing.
Yeah,
if you're so vain, you probably think the song's about you, which is kind of cool too. If she never tells who it's actually about, because that's like. Because then you're like, if you think it's about me, that means that I'm vain. So, what a great song.
Yeah, it really is.
All right, number 8, Will It Go Round in Circles by Billy Preston.
I love Billy Preston.
I love Billy Preston too. He worked with the Beatles a lot. In
The fifth Beatle.
fifth Beatle, him and George Martin.
That'd be fifth and sixth.
They both are called the fifth Beatle.
That isn't.
I don't know. It's a nickname.
Boo.
Sorry.
Did you make that nickname?
Huh?
Was that you who made that nickname?
Who? What?
You suck.
What?
You shouldn't call them both the fifth Beatle.
I didn't call them both the fifth Beatle.
Oh, okay.
They're both called the fifth Beatle.
Are they collectively called that? Or are they called it different separately?
I'll look it up. They're both called the fifth Beatle.
That doesn't make any sense. It's like when they say like a whole group of fans is the 12th man. That doesn't make any sense. There's way more than one person there.
Who is the fifth Beatle?
I've always heard Billy Preston. I didn't know George Martin.
George Martin's the guy, the producer. Yeah, if you type in the fifth Beatle's an informal title applied to people who had a strong association with those four. So there's been like 3 or 4. Pete Best is the guy who was the drummer before Ringo Starr. Brian Epstein was the manager. George Martin's on here. Musical contributors, Billy Preston's on here. Eric Clapton's one as well.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. So.
Yes, this is one of 2 number 1s by Billy Preston. Name the other.
Nothing from Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Which one do you like better?
Probably this one.
I think I like Nothing from Nothing's better. But this song's really good too. I think. What are you gonna say?
He was credited on a 1969 Beatles song "Get Back."
Yeah, he sang it in one of the movies that they were in. The Sgt. Pepper's movie. Will It Go Round in Circles?
Does he sing Sgt. Pepper's? Does he sing that? Does he release that song later?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that song. That might be my favorite one.
Your favorite Beatles song? Your favorite Billy Preston song?
Billy Preston song.
Gotcha. Here's my fun fact, because this is the first time I heard this song. Orlando Brown covered this for the 2006 soundtrack album That's So Raven 2 for the Disney Channel.
That was the first time you heard it?
It's the first time I heard
Who
this song.
sang it?
Orlando Brown.
Oh. But you said Tony Orlando from like
No, he was Eddie on That's So Raven. And he covered this. It was also in Wendy Wu, Homecoming Warrior, which starred Brenda Song. This version's not as good as the Billy Preston version, Mark, if you were wondering.
Really?
Yeah, the Disney Channel version was not as good as the
one?
original one. Billy Preston's a great piano player. Is he the best piano player of all time?
Nope.
Nope.
Scott Joplin.
Scott Joplin, probably. I like Carly Simon too. She was really good last year. And Elton John's really good too.
Carly Simon, you mean last song?
Oh, I meant Carole King from last year. Sorry.
Wasn't that 2 years ago?
Yes.
Are you okay?
Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding.
Mark, great transition that you ruined. That I ruined.
Is it my turn to introduce?
Elton John's a really good piano player. ...
Number 7 is Crocodile Rock by
Dang it.
Elton John.
Oh man.
The song is cool. I like the song a lot. I love it. And Romeo and Juliet, especially.
Shut up.
You ever seen that one?
Yeah, I've seen it. Why is Romeo and Juliet soundtrack by Elton John?
I don't know. That movie's better than it should be for me.
Is it because of Elton John?
Probably.
Oh man, have you seen Rocket Man?
Nope.
Yeah. What's your favorite Elton John song?
Philadelphia Freedom.
I like Rocket Man from last year. Probably better for me. But
Getting the Just is good.
Man, Judge is really good. That's on one of the years that we were
Yeah,
looking
I
at.
think it's next year maybe.
I think so.
That
love
song's
music.
great. Did you know Elton John did all the vocals on this song?
He did all the background stuff too.
The falsetto background vocals.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. There's other people playing instruments, but he did all the vocals.
Yeah. That's weird that this is Is there other Elton John songs in the top 100? Like, this is a weird one to be in the top 10.
Really? This song's like his most famous song.
Is it?
I think so.
Is it? Because I named the movie after Rocket Man.
What? Man, I don't know. That seems
Daniel's in the top 100.
Would you really want to go see a movie called Crocodile Rock?
Yes.
Rocket Man might get space enthusiasts confused, so they can get more tickets sold.
Let's go see Crocodile Rock.
Oh,
Okay, number 6, Why Me by Chris Christopherson.
you don't like this one?
I don't like this one. Well, I like it, but it's very serious.
Yeah, I guess this is a pretty fun year. Yeah, I guess you're right. So you already said your 2.
I've already said my 2.
I almost. Okay, I'll just do that later. But I was intrigued by this guy's name.
Chris Christopherson.
Yeah, his paternal grandparents immigrated from Sweden.
Do you know what his first name is?
Christopher,
No? Well, yes, but it's spelled like Christopher. Like
like an F.
it's his last name without the son on there.
Christopherson. How do you
Yes.
say it?
So
Huh.
he was in is that your fun fact was?
That was my fun fact.
Okay. Do you know he was in The Highwaymen with
With Willie
Can
Nelson,
you name the 4?
Johnny Cash. I feel like his name starts with an H. Am I right?
We're not.
What's it start with?
A W.
Did I already say Willie Nelson?
Yes.
Wayne Newton. I don't know. What
You
is
you had the first syllable right.
it? What? No.
No. Way.
I don't know.
Waylon Jennings.
Oh, yeah. I just read that earlier.
So was the Highwaymen. So we like
I like
about
this
the,
song.
we like about the song.
It's pretty religious.
It's very religious.
Christopherson, he's usually a positive guy, and the song's kind of weird. It's not really his
Highest charting song.
his highest charting song of all time, but it's really not the way he was. He was usually pretty happy, but
It's very.
he was down at this point, or in a dark time, I guess.
Do you know that this peaked at number 16, but on the year-end charts it was number 6. I guess it just stayed on the charts for that long. And it garnered
That's
its way,
weird.
got all the way up to number 6 for the whole year, which is kind of crazy. All right, Mark. Number 5.
My Love by Paul McCartney and Wings.
Go ahead.
This is almost my ex.
Was it really?
This is almost my ex I had to put on there.
But
But
you
I
didn't
But I didn't 'cause
because you
Paul
can't
McCartney.
go against Paul McCartney.
Yeah, I couldn't. It was my reason. I was like, I know Matt's going to kill me. No.
You're mad at Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
I don't even think this is like even one of their better songs, but I do like it a lot. I think there's better Paul McCartney and Wings songs later on this list. Not on this list, but on the top 100. Do you love Paul McCartney now? Do you listen to the song?
No. I don't like it as much as you do.
He, I don't know. I hadn't listened to a lot of Wings before like the last 2 weeks. I've been going through their albums recently, and Wings albums are all pretty good for the most part. Pretty great. So, and this is kind of in the same vein as that. Mark, I'm really excited to talk about the next song, which is why I'm not talking about this one very much. Because number 4 is...
Well, number 5 is...
Okay, go ahead.
It was written for his bandmate and his wife, Linda
Yeah.
McCartney.
Number 4, Mark. Let's Get It On by Marvin Gaye.
You once claimed that this is the best song ever.
I once claimed, I think I still claim, this is the greatest song of all time.
This song is awesome. The song is really good.
It bums me out because every time it plays, everyone kind of giggles. Like,
And
yeah.
no, it's
And I'm
not-
like,
it's not- it's not-
I'm like, hey, shut up and listen to
Song's
this
great.
whole song.
Yeah.
I think it's probably the greatest song ever written.
Yeah, it's supposed to be more sensual when they wrote it, actually, apparently.
More sensual.
Yep. Marvin Gaye wanted it to be even worse.
Wow.
Then it changed like a religious song somehow. It kind of fizzled out and turned into the so-called greatest song ever by Matt Moore, the music critic.
I think the single edit's isn't as good as the full album one. The full album version's 5 minutes long, and it's amazing. And the drums on it specifically are the coolest thing ever because the drums are changing all the time. And he's one of the greatest singers of all time.
Yeah.
And just this whole thing's awesome. And I could just go on and on about it, I think.
This is Billboard Top 100 Songs of All Time, 1958 to 2018, does not agree with you. They rank it at 41.
41? I'll take that. I'll take 41. It's top 40 or top 45. He just keeps it going the whole time. Like he just keeps on throwing new stuff at you, and you're like, every time he does something new, you're like,
Yes.
like I like it a lot.
This song is on the CD in my car, and it's the first track. So, like, people will be in the car with me, and, like, I'll turn it to the CD, and they'll be like, I'm like,
Stop.
Song's awesome, shut up.
Stop.
I'm trying to listen to the song, but...
I like that. So the second part before the very end, where he's doing the come on, come on, come on, because all the instruments and everybody else is with him at the same time, so it's all like it all comes to a halt and they're all in unison, and then goes into
the song again.
drums and do the cool little fill. The album's really cool too. There's a song called "Let's Get It On," and like 5 tracks later, there's a song called "Keep Getting It On."
Keep Getting It On, yeah.
That's funny. Those songs on that album all sound almost exactly the same. It's just very, very slightly different versions. So the whole album's really good because it's all similar songs. All right, man. I can go on and on about this one, but do you want to move to the next one?
Yeah, sure. Number 3 is "Killing Me Softly" with his song by Roberta Flack.
I got this on vinyl.
You do?
I do. The rest of the album's not as great as this song is.
Well, I wouldn't assume so. This song's great.
That song is really good.
Check mark, thumbs up. 2 thumbs up, maybe? I like it. Probably not 2 thumbs up.
Dude,
Not as much as other songs in this list.
have you heard the Fugees version?
Bet you it's not as good, but I probably have heard
It's
it.
pretty good. Lauryn Hill's the singer.
I wish Sean Kingston, or what was that Sean Kingston song, you know what I'm talking about?
No.
You know the song, There's Nothing? Who's in that song?
There's nothing in this world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the rapper in that song?
I don't know.
His last line is, "Now I know how Lauryn Hill felt, because you're killing me softly." Then Sean Kingston sings again.
What's the song called?
There's Nothing?
There's nothing. Oh, it's I think it's Jules Santana.
I think it is. I love Jules Santana. Yes.
You guess for that one thing.
Oh, I love Sean Kingston.
Oh my gosh, I haven't heard that song in forever. Why do you remember that?
Because it's cool.
Yep. Peaked at number 60.
What? How did not peak at number...
Because that's
Oh.
awful. Actually, it's not that bad. Peaked at number 60.
Wow.
But it was Jules
So
Santana.
Roberta Flack heard this song on an airplane. It was recorded by another lady. The name is slipping my mind. Are you gonna look it up? Yeah, you can look it up while I talk.
Lori Lieberman.
Lori Lieberman.
When
She
she was
recorded
19
this song
years old.
when she was 19 years old.
1971.
A couple years before. Roberta Flack heard this on the radio on an airplane. She was like, "Hey, can I see the track listing? So what do you guys play?" She looked through it, and then she was like, "Well, this name sucks for a song." She hated the name for the song, and she was reluctant to record it. But she went back to her producer, and she was like, "Hey, can I get in touch with these guys?" They let her sing it, and that's awesome that they did.
That is interesting. That's a
Isn't
very
it?
cool story.
It's pretty
She
cool.
sang it the first time while she was opening for Marvin Gaye.
And then and they give us an encore, and then Marvin Gaye's like, go out there again. She's like, well, I don't have anything else. She's like, well, I'm working on this song. And she sang it, and then Marvin Gaye was like, do not sing that song again until you release it. It was awesome. And she was like, okay. It says, do it, baby.
Yeah, I got the lines here. It says, he said, go back out there. And she said, well, I got this song I'm working on called Kill Me Softly. And he said, do it, baby. And I went out, did it, and the audience went crazy. He walked over to me and put his arm around me and said, baby, don't do that song ever again until you record it live. Or don't ever do that song again live until you record it. That's amazing. Isn't that cool?
Yeah,
It's just really famous people doing that. It'd be different. I guess Roberta Fleck had a big song the year before, so it was kind of the same thing. But
That's how
why
big,
was she opening if she
Yeah, I
had
was
a top
gonna say,
10
that's
signal?
how big Marvin Gaye is, I guess.
He's so big that people who have top 10 songs are opening for him. That's like a Post Malone open for Ariana Grande or something like that.
Yeah.
But maybe that was before. Maybe she got her top 10 song and she was already on the road with him or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Number 2. Bad Bad Leroy Brown by Jim Croce. This song's awesome.
Why is Jim Croce always writing about beating up cool people?
Speaking of good pianos. Yeah, why is he always getting songs about fighting people?
Yeah.
That's a good one. He tells good stories in his songs, doesn't he?
Yeah.
What's your
The two songs I know.
What's your fun facts?
Based on an old friend of his that he met in lineman school. Do you know what a lineman does?
What's
Like,
line? What's line?
blocks for the running backs.
Shut up.
Or tries to get... Depends what offense or defense. No, it's the people who are on the telephone lines. That's what they're called. They're called linemen. They go to school.
That makes sense. He had a song called Operator.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why he did that.
Yeah.
I hate you. It's so dumb.
Yeah. Tell them to pull.
You're dumb. I hate you. You have anything else to say about Bad Boy and Leroy Brown besides it's amazing?
Yeah, I mean, I like it a lot. It's a really good song.
Is this
Not as good.
Go ahead.
Oh, you can go ahead.
Is this Dad's favorite Jim Croce song?
Probably. I mean, it's close between the two.
Between that and
I like this
The
one
Other
more.
Side with Jim. I like I Got a Name a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
I like I Have to Say I Love You in a Song. That's a good one too.
Well, it's not as good as number one song, in my opinion.
What?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Tie a Yellow Ribbon by Tony Orlando and Dawn. The song's awesome.
This is a good song.
Yeah. Gotta get my pencil that I threw earlier.
Because you have to redo the top 10.
So I had to redo my top 10 while we talk about this song. I like to do the top 10 right before we do it. I want to do it on instinct.
We did. I don't like Knock 3 Times, but I like this one. I like Candida.
Mm-hmm.
This one's pretty good. This is a happy song. We're used to all these sad songs in the
Yeah.
70s, and this one's happy. You think it's gonna be
This
sad?
song's sad?
Huh?
Happy?
Huh?
What? The song is not happy.
Yeah, it is.
It's happy at the end.
Well, I know you think it's gonna be a sad song,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then it ends up being happy at the
Do
end.
you know what it's about?
You tell me. He's coming back from the Vietnam War, right?
He's coming back. Well, it's actually based on this folktale about a guy, a Union soldier in the Civil War. He was in a Georgian POW camp in Georgia, and they use like the yellow ribbon's the sign, like the universal sign of like let's get him back. Like in like the Iran hostage situation, they used yellow ribbons. Everybody was using those all the time. And it's based on that, and they wrote it. So, yeah, it's not about a criminal. It's about a POW, and it was about around the time of Vietnam, so everybody was like associated with it. That's why it's not.
I thought he was on a bus. Oh yeah, he's on a bus.
He's coming back
Yeah. Okay.
on the bus.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you said that was about Civil War too. Misunderstood.
So like they got the inspiration from the song, from that folktale.
Gotcha. I like the part because it just has like where he's like, "You don't like me, no big deal." Just that's a really cool little part where he's like, "I get on the bus, forget about us, put the blame on me." He's just like, "I'm gonna get out of here." That's like the part of that song that makes it so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like how these songs, like the Dawn songs, are also goofy and giddy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it wouldn't be like a song that like you could just
Yeah.
play for anyone.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you have to kind of have a little tongue in cheek with it when you're listening to it because you're like, oh, goofy. But yeah, do you have your top 10 ready?
Well, I was gonna say that this song was first offered to Ringo Starr.
We can make this work.
Isn't that weird though? And then his manager was like, "This song sucks. You guys should stop writing songs." That's how he hated it so much.
Who wrote it? Tony Orlando?
No, nobody else. I'll find it. It was awful. He's
This song sucks. I heard some Ringo Starr songs. This is better than some Ringo Starr songs.
written by Erwin Levine and L. Russell Brown, and they went to Al Steckler of Apple Records, and he said, "You guys should be ashamed of the song." And he described it as ridiculous. But you feel like an idiot.
I think
Should be ashamed. Can you imagine?
I think Ringo Starr has some good songs. I don't think he would make this work as well as Tony Orlando does.
No, that song is awesome.
You should be ashamed. This
Like,
is awful.
Oh. They go,
This is our one song in 1973.
I'll just go to Tony Orlando and Dawn, who were awesome. And then they made it awesome.
Nice. Okay, want to do your top 10?
Yeah, so number 10 is Touch Me in the Morning by Diana Ross. Perfectly placed.
Okay.
Probably should be outside the top 10, actually.
Put perfectly placed within the top 10.
Yeah. Number 9 is Why Me by Chris Christopherson. Number 8 is My Love by Paul McCartney and Wings. The song's good, but there's so many other good songs.
Yeah.
Number 7, Killing Me Softly, with his song by Roberta Flack. That one was tough to put that low. Number 6 is You're So Vain by Carly Simon. Number 5 is Crocodile Rock by Elton John. Isn't that crazy how low that is on there? And you really can't, I don't know if you can be that mad about it.
You're So Vain's a little high, Mark. But it's okay. Keep
What is,
going.
what is,
I
what?
said You're So Vain's a little high.
Really? I would say 6.
I know, it should be like 1.
Oh, you think it should be higher?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
That's weird when they talk about that. Like, it's all really high on the charts, but it's actually a
Really
lower
low.
number.
lower number. I think it should be higher. You're So Vain.
It should be
Closer to closer to
the best.
0. I don't know. Go on.
I just said number 5, Crocodile Rock. Number 4 is Bad Bad Leroy Brown. Number 3 is Will It Go Round in Circles. Number 2 is Tie a Yellow Ribbon. And number 1 is Let's Get It On. Where would you put You're So Vain? 2?
2. Yeah, I'd go. Let's Get It On. And You're So Vain.
Mm-hmm. Then what? What would you put next?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe Bad Bad Leroy Brown, probably.
Yeah.
And the other ones are all whatever I like that day, probably.
Yeah, that's how mine were. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty much 2 through 7. They're pretty much like that for me.
Yeah, I can't really get too upset by those. But all right, man.
Yeah.
Guess it's on to. It's a long one so far. Look at us
Yeah.
talking. I didn't realize we were going so long. I looked it up earlier. Like 24 minutes. Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right, now on to.
What?
You're supposed to introduce it.
Oh.
I'm pointing at Mark. Go ahead.
Matty Moe's top 10 outside the top 10.
I can't say no as it seems goofy.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you go ahead.
Okay,
I will
there's-
ridicule every choice you make.
So this is a year of weird covers, I think, or songs that I think the covers are better, or there's different versions I think are more like defining.
Mhm.
So number 11 is The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia, which is the Vicki Lawrence version,
Mhm.
but I like the Reba McEntire version better.
Yeah.
So that's not on mine.
Okay.
And then if I put Delta Dawn on there by Helen Reddy, which I think is pretty good, Mom would kill me because she likes the Tanya Tucker version
Mhm.
more. So didn't put that one on there either.
Okay.
So we're going all the way to number 17 for my first one, Drift Away by Dobie Gray.
Is this the best version of this song?
Yes, don't say the Uncle Cracker version.
What? Cracker's the man.
That is pretty good, but Dobie Gray's on that version too, so
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So that's a good one. That's also one that everyone knows the lyrics to. This is probably the greatest chorus of all time. It's close.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's up
Song's
there.
really- I don't know how it's not in the top 10.
Me either.
How's it not better than...
That's not better than Touch Me in the Morning.
Yeah, I mean, it's still pretty good.
But that's a good one. That's Give Me the Beat Boys and Free My Soul. And if anyone doesn't know what that is, if you're like, what are you talking about?
Oh.
That's what that one is. This is the only Dobie Gray song? This is One Hit Wonder?
No way. No, because he was in the later version. Uncle Crackers.
I guess so. He had a top 40 hit in 1965. So one hit wonders, they normally go your top, if you're not only have one hit in the top 40. or unless you're like Jimi Hendrix, who's like so good that it doesn't matter, because Jimi Hendrix only had like one song in the top 40, but it was also Jimi Hendrix, so it's like you're fine. It's like people like that are normally excluded from one hit wonder. Dumb. Now we're skipping to number 26 for my second one. Superstition by Stevie Wonder.
Word American Band's pretty good.
I know this is a pretty solid year. It's not as good as last year, but
Yeah,
it's
Superstition's awesome. I remember dancing on that in Just Dance. That's when I played Just Dance at our cousin's house. And I'm really not a Just Dance guy, but that I was like, this is the only song that's actually any good.
There's 3 or 4 Stevie Wonder songs. That's what I had to pick because that's my favorite one.
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite Stevie Wonder song? We asked this a couple weeks ago too. Do you have a different opinion?
What would I say? Sir Duke?
Yeah.
That's the best song.
Okay.
That's the best one, but it might not be my favorite.
Gotcha.
Because there's some other ones that are just... He just has so many, I can't think of all of them right now. But when I hear them, like... I mean, they're also good.
Yeah, can't really get too upset about him.
Is he the best blind musician ever?
He's at least top 2.
At least top 3. Who's first?
I was gonna putting him or Ray Charles, and then you're gonna say or Ronnie Millsap.
I love Ronnie Millsap.
Yeah,
I would say Stevie Wonder probably.
My next one, I'm not going very far at all. I'm going to the very next one. Loves Me Like a Rock by Paul Simon.
That's a good one.
That's a song that's on the radio, and I'm like, everyone shut up, and no one likes the song as much as I do.
Mm-hmm.
That's got great background things too, background vocals, and like this is probably my favorite Paul Simon song.
Yeah.
It's just a cool
good
version.
song, yeah.
Yeah, I like this a lot. And then I skip to number 30, Stuck in the Middle with You by Steelers Will.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen Reservoir Dogs?
No.
Okay.
Isn't I Gotcha in Reservoir Dogs as well?
Yep. Reservoir Dogs got a great soundtrack.
Yeah.
Well, most Tarantino movies have really good soundtracks.
Yeah.
But there's a scene in Reservoir Dogs with Stuck in the Middle with You that I won't tell you about.
Yeah.
I'll let you watch it. But this song's really good. It used to be on an Oreo commercial or something back in the day. It was Stuck in the Middle. Good.
Oh, I
Stuff was.
funny. I didn't know about that.
But this is really good. It starts off and it's kind of has the little guitar going, and then it's like boom right into it.
This was my favorite song ever when I was a child.
Oh,
along with Brown Eyed Girl.
I used to listen to those. It was on some CD we had that was like road trip music.
Yeah.
It's a good CD.
Yeah.
Got those 2 on there.
What we got next?
I'm not skipping Super Mario. I'm going to 32. Love Train by the
You
OJs.
love this song.
I've also said
in
that
recent years, I feel.
I've always looked for extended versions of this song. Like the normal song's like 2.5 minutes or like 2:50 or something like that maybe. And there's always like 8-minute versions on YouTube that I'm listening to because I'm like, I listen to this song over and over again.
Yeah, it's always really
and
good.
the instrumental part will just come in and it'll just keep on going, and I love it. I can listen to it over and over and over again. But it's good. It's the best OJ song. It's my favorite OJ song.
Yeah, I like She Used to Be My Girl, but it's not as good as this.
Yeah, I like that.
Like, this one's the best, but it might not be my favorite. I'll say that again.
Okay,
Really
that makes sense.
Yeah.
We we didn't get to mention Backstabbers last year.
Yeah.
But next one, number 35. Keep on
Eddie
trucking.
Hendrix.
Keep on trucking. We're at 6 already. We're on at 35. That's how hard this list is.
That song's great.
Spoiler alert, I have this and another Temptations song on here. So,
Temptations? I love the Temptations.
Yeah.
Temptations top 5 musical groups of all time, in my opinion.
Really? Who would else be in your top 5
I don't know.
musical
It's
groups
probably
of all
not
time?
top 5. It's my favorite. I love the Doobie Brothers. Temptations. Cool in the Gang.
You love Nickelback?
Shut up. Probably D12.
D12.
Jive
Jive Bunny and the Master Mixers.
They're great.
They're good.
Glenn Miller Band. I love all of the Big Swing bands. I can name all of them.
Name all it.
Gap Band's really good. I like the Gap Band a lot. Casey and the Sunshine Band are great.
Your top 5 are 8 people or 8 bands. And you haven't said the Beatles. Okay, we'll skip ahead. Well, I didn't talk about Keep On Trucking.
Yeah.
You ever heard the Ron Artest version of this?
Like Meta World Peace, Ron Artest?
Yes.
Is it good?
It's not bad. It's better than it should be.
What? Like
Yeah,
the Panda's Friend?
He samples this.
I feel like I have heard it. Doesn't he have like one rap song?
He has a few. He's not that bad, but Keep on Truckin' is a really good.
Yeah, it is really good.
No, he has another song that I like a lot too. Eddie Kendricks has
Mm-hmm.
He's a Friend of Mine, which I don't know if that's ever gonna be in the top 10, but I love that song too.
Yeah.
But Keep on Truckin's just
yeah.
really good. I feel like he doesn't really like the singing is secondary to how good the music is in the song too, but he's really good in it. But the next one, Danny's song, I couldn't put on there because of Loggins and Messina version's better.
Mm-hmm.
37 is on my list. That's number 7 for me.
How in the world?
Right.
I already see 3 that I've already put on there.
Right. Dancing in the Moonlight.
Yeah.
That one's just a nice, fun road trip song. This is a year for road trips. Drift Away, Loves Me Like a Rock, Stuck in the Middle with You, Love Train. We just put this music on and drive down there. Was the summer of 1973, was it the whole year? It was the whole year, and then Why Me played for the whole winter, over and over again.
I was crying.
That and Killing Me Softly. Where everybody was inside because they were playing Let's Get It On. Anyway.
Oh.
But Dancing in the Moonlight's really good. Do you like this song a lot?
Yeah, I do.
This is just a fun song. Someone the other day, not the other day, it was like 3 years ago, was playing music in the car, and they were like, I like old music. I like Dancing in the Moonlight by King Harvest. And I was like,
yeah.
That's a good song. Like, have you heard it? And I was like, yeah, it's great. Mark, I skipped so far ahead. I just want you to go through and just keep going. List some that you think I should have put on there. I want you to try and
Diamond Girl by Stills and Crofts is good, but it's not.
Yeah.
Probably not top 10.
I also didn't put the Monster Mash on there.
Yeah, which is understandable. Long Train Running by Doobie Brothers.
Didn't put it on there.
Not even a top 5 Doobie Brothers song, so I'm not even mad.
Yeah.
There's a Jermaine Jackson song. It's fine.
Jermaine Jackson, that's early for him, I feel like.
Yeah, Sliding the Family Stone, you're fine.
Yeah, I skipped over George Harrison.
You skipped over The Spinners, who was also in my top 5, even though I named 9 earlier.
Could it be? That's a good one.
You skipped over Midnight Train to Georgia.
I know, it's tough top 10.
Smoke on the Water by Deep Purple.
I feel like only the guitar riff on that's really that great, though.
Oh, I like the whole song.
No, you do?
Your Mama Don't Dance.
No, it's bad. It's a hard list.
Wow. You have Live and Let Die. We already had a Paul McCartney song.
Yeah, which is that's a better song than My Love, I think.
Ain't No Woman Like the One I've Got by the Four Tops. Skipped over that.
Yes.
Higher Ground by Stevie Wonder.
Couldn't put that on there.
Here I Am, Come and Take Me by Al Green. Can't put that on there, right?
Yeah, well, I guess I could have put it on there, but I didn't.
Yeah, Superfly by Curtis Mayfield.
Wait, you skipped over my number 8.
My Maria by
B.W. Stevenson.
I love it by both whoever sings it.
Brooks and Dunn is the famous version.
That song's awesome too.
That's a version that the original is really good, and the cover's really good too.
Yeah.
Because both versions I can listen to them. I think they did a really good job of remaking it. But I love this song. I think I give the nod to this one because he wrote it himself. But that's just a cool one.
Both of them.
I wish we had like a more fun fact besides that the Brooks and Dunn version was also really famous.
Mm-hmm.
But it was top 100 in 1996. That one was. This one got away from number 9. B.W. Stevenson. He looks like a big old goofy guy. He's got just got a bunch of hair.
All right.
But
what we got next?
I skip really far ahead again.
To number 100.
No, I have 2 more left.
Oh, okay. You skipped Superfly by Curtis Mayfield, later sampled in a Christian Aguilera song.
Yes. Yes.
With Nelly. What's that
Yes.
song called? Tilt Your Head
Tilt
Back.
your head back. No, tilt your head back.
Tilt, yeah, head back.
Oh my gosh, I skipped one. So I'm going to cross off the one that I didn't put on there. I'm going to put number 73 on there because I just now saw it and I skipped over it. Number 73 is Do It Again by...
You're skipping over 71?
Shut up.
The Boogie Woogie
Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy by Bette Midler? Yes.
I love that song.
So I'm going to number 73, Steely Dan, Do It Again.
So what was the one you marked off?
We'll get there. I'll tell you. I'll tell you when we get there. But that's I love Do It Again by Steely Dan.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best Steely Dan song, I think.
Yeah.
It's very good. Also, the long version of that one's cool too. If you are listening to this still, you should look up number 75 song. I mean, it's not on my list, but it's Timmy Thomas. It's called Why Can't We Live Together. Do you know why I should tell everyone to listen to that song?
Why is that?
Maybe I'll just play a little bit of it here.
I think I've seen this before. This song is awesome so far.
Isn't it? Do you know what song this is?
Yeah.
What song is it?
Hotline Bling.
Hotline Bling.
Don't start playing. I don't listen.
Oh, sorry. Well, I'll listen to it later.
Okay.
But that's a good one. That's a good song. This is a tough year. I had to skip over a couple more. I'm going all the way to 100 now.
Yeah. So number 82, One of a Kind Love Affair by the Spinners. Didn't have a Spinner song on there, man. I'm kind
I'm
of mad.
sorry. I also had to skip over Rockin' Pneumonia and the Boogie Woogie Flu by Johnny Rivers, which I love.
Yeah.
And Ramblin' Man.
Oh yeah. I skipped over those myself. What about Jambalaya on the Bayou by the Blue Ridge Rangers?
Tell your fact about the Blue Ridge
The
Rangers.
Blue Ridge Rangers are, in fact, it's just John Fogerty.
John Fogerty. And why did he do that? Well, he didn't want people to know that John Fogerty is the lead singer of Creedence Clearwater Revival, and so he wanted to make a name for himself by himself, I guess.
So
Which is weird, because his second album, he only did that for one album. So,
I forgot exactly why. Oh, it was the name of the album, and he just said it was by them. There was no name on it. So they just said it was Blue Ridge Rangers.
weird. The number 90 song is kind of cool. I think it's like a nice little dance version of the 2001: Space Odyssey song. Stir It Up by Johnny Nash is good, but I think the Bob Marley version is a little better.
Yeah.
I just skip over Pink Floyd songs. I don't really love that one.
Yeah.
Number 96 is the one I put on there, Free Ride by the Edgar Winter Group, but I had to take that one off,
Yeah, that's a good one.
which I'm confident with, because I like Do It Again by Steely Dan a lot.
Yeah.
And then I
Isn't
didn't-
It Never Rains in Southern California? Pretty good.
That is really good.
Like
Albert
Albert
Hammond, not a great stage name, but
It's not as bad as...
Engelbert Humperdinck.
Who's that?
He sings songs, doesn't he?
Who? Donna Fargo is kind of bad. Helen Reddy, that's kind of cool. Edward Bear. Whatever, let's just...
Engelbert Humperdinck.
Hurricane Smith, why did we talk about that? That is awesome.
Engelbert Humperdinck is an English pop singer.
Doesn't Dad say that all the time?
Yeah. He had hit songs in 1979. That's crazy. Sounds like a 1950s guy.
Yeah.
But number 100 is the one I went with. Papa Was a Rolling Stone.
This song is so good.
That might be the intro for this year.
That's the best intro
Dun, dun, dun,
any song.
dun.
Any ever.
Is it?
That's over like almost 2 minutes long.
Yeah, it just keeps going and going and going.
It was the 3rd of September.
Yes. Why do you remember that date?
Well, I remember that day because I said about it.
No, I was going to say, well, he remembers it because
That
that's
was
the day his daddy died.
That's a great line when he said, "All he left us was alone."
It's a
Ooh, that hurts.
sad one. 169 of Rolling Stone's greatest songs of all time.
Papa Was Rolling Stones.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good.
It was originally sung by The Undisputed Truth.
Undisputed Truth and Temptations just ripping each other off. Just kidding, they work for the same people.
Yeah. But that's a really good one, the Undisputed Truth version. I'm not sure isn't as long as this one. The album mix on this is how long? The single edit is 7 minutes long. The album version,
11.
11:44.
I am probably the smartest person.
Smartest person I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah. Well, that's a really good song. I love the Temptations. So.
All right, so how many did you have? You had a full 10.
Yeah, I did have a full 10.
And I
I
had...
may come to regret that someday, but I can't change what happened.
Yep, so later you'll be like, that was the year. What if you have no other top 10? Or like,
Well, I was
no other
looking
10s?
ahead at like the early 2010s. So those might be
Shut up.
okay.
I looked ahead at my graduation year and I was like, check it out! Ooh!
My birth year's pretty cool.
Ooh! I think my birth year... Was it my birth year that has 3 Ace of Base songs?
Yeah.
Just like, you like Ace of Base?
Yes.
Love Ace of Base! So, I don't know. But alright, dude, that's episode what?
4?
4?
1973. Yeah. Recorded on today.
Super Bowl Sunday.
Super Bowl Sunday. Who's gonna win?
I said the Chiefs.
I'm hoping for a 24-21 win by either team, all field goals.
Can you name a kicker for either of these teams?
No, I can't. I don't even know if I can name is Johnny Hecker. Is he a punter?
You're asking the wrong guy.
All right.
Email in, comment in. Tell us if you can. Yeah. Tell us if you know who the kicker is.
But tell us. It'll be fun that way.
Harrison Butker. That's the guy from the Chiefs.
Do the outro. If the last is already planned, probably. I can't hear it by now.
That's the outro for this episode.
Okay. That was the same. I thought it was the best.